you don't have the easiest way to set up kill pressure against them, given that you have an Ezreal and a Tom. Bono's even going to have his jungle route interrupted, so that's the opposite of what is good. And
but will save the life of Sangyu. So we'll trade here with the aftershock. BDD going to get pretty low. The missiles will start coming out there from Tempt.
And remember, though, BDD he still has teleport. Tempt has already exhausted his teleport. Doesn't have it available, although that's a big trade.
Ooh. A big one to the face there. Did the both of them as Tempt takes a turret shot.
Yeah.
Score now trying to get in range here. Tempt will have a bunch of mobility. We'll see if Score can actually get on top of him. Doesn't look like he's got any chilling.
We're going to decide the game here on the Rift Herald. I am so excited right now.
Hey, trying to get on in there. Nice damage onto Tempt, but that's a big True Shot barrage. And Hanwha Life trying to train it back here. Score, though, is still alive in the back line. Here's Kaisa. Immediate exhaust is going to help out, but it still feels like it's going pretty heavily in favor of KT here as Sangyu survives for a long time, but Prey will be living for longer here as more of the kills will go the way of KT.
So everything was built up for this. Let's take a look at how this all transpires once again. Score and BDD are ready to go over onto everyone, but then they go on to Tempt. Tempt doesn't get the aftershock until later. He goes down really early. Soan can't quite kill, and then Key just eats him out of him being able to auto-attack Score. And then right here, Prey should have killed Soan, ended up missing. Should have just chased after him rather than using the spell cast, thus locking up Kaisa. And then at this point, they end up securing the Rift Herald, but at what cost? I understand that you just can't quite comprehend all this goodness that's happening.
Okay, nice. Ultimate there onto the Tom Kench, who is going to be a lot more vulnerable here, but will he go down is the question. Yes, he will.
Beautiful timing.
As KT just coming on in and rolling them in the bot lane. As, the Rift Herald got a couple of plates, but 3 kills went the way of KT.
I just have no idea what the timing was on it. They had priority. There was no mid-minion wave. Tempt could have just came down with the other 4 members. It would have been a pretty clean cast into the turret, and then they back up. Instead, Sangyu, he takes his time. He clears out 2 waves first, then decides that he wants to throw the Herald into a minionless turret. And then he's too far forward. Rest of the teammates don't have any sort of initiative on any action, and they just completely botch it. Look at this. Look at mid lane. Corki had prio in mid. Kingen, he's completely fine to teleport down here. Doesn't even matter that Aatrox is coming either. And no one cares about that Rift Herald. There's no minions with it. So KT's getting the 2-for-1.
Not sure if I feel
not really
okay
going to
about
matter.
that.
First turret goes down to KT. And they're really far ahead. Now, we've seen this out of KT in other games in this season. They've gotten really far ahead. They've been in winning positions, and then they completely botch it. So we'll see if they can actually manage to lock this one down here.
Oh boy, Score. He doesn't have his flash, and that means he's dead. Had to get out of the way of the abscond there, so had to dash before he could get to the wall, and kind of an unfortunate circumstance of being out of position.
Yeah. Sangyu now going to pick up that bot tier 1 turret. And so let's talk about the current game state. The mid turret being opened up as early as it was is really problematic for Hanwha Life. They don't have a lot of long range on their team. They don't have a very easy way of fortifying their red side jungle. It's not like they have like an Azir or something that can really suffocate the choke point into their red side. So as the game continues to scale on, it's all eyes on Sangyu for the most part. Olaf is basically a non-factor inside of this game. Aatrox doesn't have enough damage threat with him to the point where he can face roll into the opposition.
Yeah.
Sylas is also going to be heavily reliant on whose ultimate he can have, as well as what is his angle of approach, and does he get Aftershock off? Because it's likely that he's going to be on the defensive, as we just saw a replay of Score dying. But Ezreal, he has the Iceborne Gauntlet, which is really surprising because Corki and Sejuani are going to be his primary concerns, as well as even the Nautilus. So the Iceborne, I'm not sure. I really don't think that it would be better than Trinity Force in this spot, just because you don't really benefit from the passive. You don't need the armor against a lot of these champions. And it just seems like it's going to set him even further behind.
Yeah, it does feel that way. And again, he's going to be the majority of the damage. Don't really feel like if you visualize stuff, you know, everybody says you should visualize things before you get into the fight so you can have a better chance.
Ooh.
As that is going to land, but you think about these fights where Life from behind trying to get an Olaf and an Aatrox to the back line of Kai'Sa and Corki through a Sejuani and Nautilus when they're behind. Just doesn't feel like something is possible unless KT mess up.
Hanwha Life's team composition is really, really, really weak. And the Corki, they don't have an answer to it in the later stages. Temp trying to go in there on Snowflower. Hanwha maybe wants to make the fight happen, but Corki just deals so much damage.
Yeah, you can see what happens when they try to force it. Even Nautilus has his own little bit of mobility where he can dredge line away. He's like, okay, we're not ready to take the fight yet. BDD will do a bit of poke.
Here's Songyun actually dealing quite a bit of damage, though.
I think he knows that there's a lot of pressure on him, you know, to be one of the only guys that can actually do damage in this game.
Look at Tanner.
Tanner.
Anti-gravity.
He's having a good time over
Anti-gravity. You know.
I like that purple plane too. The purple.
Do you like it?
Yeah, that's a good one. I like.
He hoped that you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me before the cast.
You were talking to Tanner?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just hangs out in the back, just drinking some ice water,
yeah,
talking to us about the game.
Yeah, I walked backstage and he said, "LS, what's up? It's Tanner from high school." I was like, wow.
Wow, it's been so long.
Yeah. I asked him what he was doing in Korea. He told me that he had a game to win today. So, you know, here he is.
Well, he's on a pretty good roll so far. It's Corki looking for the engage now. Going to find Songyun, but the Devourer goes down. That's going to be the double knock up here as Life just on the run and not much they can do. Not a lot of great health for you there. Hey, buddy, Mr. Sir Tom Kent, as he's going to go down. 2 kills on a very basic engage. So on, nowhere nearby. Was not able to teleport as KT going to get another big objective on top of those 2 kills.
And now they're going to be able to go into mid lane. They're going to push this out. They have the Mountain Dragon, and it's a really easy Baron to take with Corki and Kai'Sa and Camille. They have such an easy way also of going over the wall. And Hanwha, they're going to have to respect that too. Hextech Ultimatum still available on King. I mean, it does look like this is going to be a pretty free Baron.
Oh, that was close. Kai'Sa picks it up. Thanks for giving us a little moment of excitement in this game. Wouldn't be a KT series without it, but Kai'Sa will be the ones to secure that Baron.
Yeah. And let's take a look at this replay one more time. Olaf doing what he does best. This champion is so terrible as he's running away.
Oh, that was scary.
He dies right at the edge of the Scuttle Crab.
It's just so funny when you watch Olaf games when he's behind. Literally every single fight is him running away.
Even when he's ahead, it's been one of my primary arguments against him. Where even if his team's ahead, at 20, 25 minutes, just watch what he does in team fights. He runs in, and then he does a little alley-oop. He just runs in a circle and then runs backwards. Throws like 2 undertows.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's like he's doing a warm-up or something before a basketball game.
What a lot of people have in their mind is when they play Olaf in scrims and people don't tend to care as much, or people aren't playing to win in scrims, Olaf gets ahead. He power farms really well as an AD jungler. He runs at people with CC immunity and dogs them down. It's like, oh, wow, this champion is very good. Yes, Wineglass. But the reality of it is that there's so many other champions that can do that too. Rek'Sai is very oppressive when she's ahead as an AD jungler. Doesn't maybe quite have the mobility and speed inside of a gank, but the tunnel network, if you're using it effectively, is really good. And so it's always very fun to watch Olaf lose for me.
AP junglers, very good at that as well. If you're looking for high farm, Talia Karthus can do a nice number to the jungle as we're trying to engage here now as Score and Snowflower in the front here, trying to take it up a prey immediately into the back line. Will be able to snipe down one. And now Songyun will be on the run here. Nice flash out of prey. Is going to be able to get that one. Kingen says hello in the back line, and this is going to be the clean ace as nobody on KT will go down.
I think that's game.
They're going to be able to push to win this one, you'd have to imagine.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like it's going to be game. They have a clean ace. They have teleport on Kingen to lock up the turrets if they would even need it, but there's no one coming up. It's 8 seconds until Olaf, and it may as well just be a super minion, so The Nexus turrets now, they are falling. Super Minion running off the Alright, never mind.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's going to do it, guys. 22 minutes and 45 seconds is game number 1 as K